Hi guys, and welcome with me, the 40k Empress. We are back again with the stupid Custodes thing. I just can't even by this point. Okay, so are they alive? Are they dead? I can't even say it because, after I covered this, it looked very good for the female Custodes not to be in the canon anymore. We had two pieces of proof in the new encyclopedia. And there's two authors to this. One is Guy Haley and the other is Gav Thorpe. Now, guys, here we have from, I don't know, is that Twitter or whatever that is? Yeah, looks like Twitter, but yeah, this guy, Guy Thorpe, of course, is co-author. And Marshall Bohemond, who I worked with actually in the past, it was again about female Custodes. He got inside information about what could have possibly have happened behind the scenes. I covered that. Nobody actually really covered that by this time. Anyway, we don't know for an actual fact if that is true, if some kind of an intern just decided to do this and he was woke and then heads rolled and people were fired and they're going to now cover this, just sweep it under the rug. So we are not exactly sure if that is exactly what happened because we're not at Games Workshop. But that was the rumor. That was in a nutshell the information that Marshall had back then. And now he's one of the guys that also is covering this. So I personally don't have the book. I know some of you do have the book, and you also confirm what it is said in the book. And several things were brought up. People are actually divided just in the next day that everything was basically unraveling. People were talking on X and under my comment section as well, under the previous video. So what were they saying? Basically that maybe, just maybe, this is not really the retconning of the retcon because this encyclopedia was actually in print, basically ready to be printed like months ago, but things were pretty unclear. I mean, people were also unclear on how publishing works and all of those things. But basically the female Custodes thing, the codex, was out on April the 13th as far as I checked. And from then till October, when this encyclopedia was published, there's quite a lot of months. So just hold on, gotta stop my sound here. It happens, okay? So guys, this book is supposed to be at least ready for printing after April. But again, we don't know because we don't work there. Now, the other thing is that also Marshall brought, as you can see here, actually you don't see it here, but he also said that Gav Thorpe does not work in Games Workshop. And I checked that he actually doesn't officially full-time work there since 2008, but he is working for Games Workshop as a commission, you know? By the way, what is happening? Stream didn't start, however, and Sonic 3 was great. I can't wait for the 4th movie. Okay, Matthew, that's totally different topic. Can you see me? By the way, it's everything fine because as I can see, I am streaming. So, Mr. YouTube, reload the page if you need to, but I see that I'm streaming. Everything it is working. Okay, so yeah. Gav Thorpe is commissioned by Games Workshop to work there, and there is no possible way. All fine on your side, dear Clayton. Thank you. So there is no possible way that, how would we know how much he wrote and how much he didn't wrote? We don't know. That's one thing. Now, we can assume that Guy Haley did the most job, most of the work, but we can only assume that. And I even asked Grok, this is the new Elon Musk slash X AI, and the AI, just for fun, I asked it just for fun. The AI said that maybe Guy Haley did most of the work, but you know how AI does it conclusions, so you cannot actually count on this in any case. But let's see this thing. So one person says, just confirming, because of all the rucks with the DK book, Female Custodes are still a part of Warhammer, correct? And Gav Thorpe says, yes, of course they are. Not every miniature is included, and I don't recall exactly, but we may have already finished that section when the series miniatures went public. DK didn't have access to pre-release pics. Now, what the heck does this even mean? It sounds like we do need more context to understand exactly what he meant there. And of course, Marshall says, what miniatures? There are no Female Custodes miniatures that have ever been released. They physically do not exist. Which is correct, but again, reading what Gav Thorpe says, yes, of course they are, not every miniature is included, and I don't recall exactly, but we may have already finished that section when the series miniatures went public. Didn't have access to pre-release pics. It's a bit confusing. So it's like he wants to say that not every miniature was included in the book, as in pictures of the miniatures. It's like he's referring to how they worked on the book. But then the section when the series miniatures went public, they didn't. So, but it does sound like there are Female Custodes as miniatures models somewhere, but they are not actually released yet. So the real truth here is, guys, that the real truth, like I said, we gotta wait for Custodes new codex in 2025, if that happens. And then we will know for sure if Female Custodes are retcon again. The retcon of Female Custodes, the retcon, is the retcon retconned? Or just you can say the Female Custodes retconned, or are they not? Okay. Hey, hi to Quinn in the chat. He says, I hope that Female Custodes aren't canon. It's not that I don't want women in Warhammer 40k. I actually think the series Sisters of Battle, and the Guard are the most interesting faction. My biggest problem with it is the fact that it makes the Imperium seem progressive, which is exactly opposite of what it should be. Yeah, there's many problems about having Female Custodes, and the first one, of course, is that GW said that they're always there, when we know that is factually untrue. So basically they lied to our faces, like straight up, like, no problems at all for them to do that. So that's the actual problem, that they didn't do any work to actually write how they even came about to integrate them in the lore. And there's so much lore written now, and there's no one Female Custode present in any major event in Warhammer ever. There's no Female Custode that ever talked to a Primarch. Nothing like that is written. No origin of absolutely anything. And this encyclopedia, they can always change a few words around digitally and then print it physically. So what I mean is that if there was Female Custodes written somewhere, and it said like him, her, instead of just him, something like that, they can always just change that and print only the male version. If this book was already made, written before April, before the codex, then it was still with the male, everything. Then if it was made after, well, again, it's still male, so everything is male. It's brotherhood, it's him. So I don't know. It is. I mean, if really GW are still for female custodies, if they did not retcon them, then they're super, like, super. I don't know how to say this. Like, careless about their writing. Because that is pretty freaking significant to not include them at all in the description of the faction. Not at all. And they had 4 months. Wait. So May, June, July, September. August, September, October. Yeah, they had almost 6 months. Almost. So yeah, and they didn't do anything. Absolutely anything about it. And they had a lot of time, like half a year. So that is very strange if they really missed this, because it's quite big and they should have checked what is written there, you know. If they really appreciate the female custodies that they pushed into our faces, you know. But I guess they don't, which makes the female custodies even less important. And that's the irony, that when they push this forced diversity in, they don't even respect it. They don't even give a crap about it. Not even a little bit, which is a huge disrespect. So they either stick to their guns and do it right, or do it completely wrong, because so far they're doing it completely wrong. That's just how it looks like. So there. Now again, Gav Thorpe is not a constant writer in GW, I mean in Warhammer 40k. He's just someone that GW hires to write certain things since 2008, which was so many years ago. So how much of this he has written, and why nobody has redacted the part with the custodies? Because if he's aware that there are female custodies, why then he didn't do anything to correct that? And Guy Haley is not saying anything. Maybe somebody should ask him if he were to reply, of course. And hi to you, Nightbane. Hi to you. Yes, Mr. Mewtwo, I already said that he's a former. Yeah, he's a former, but still he gets hired to do certain things. We just don't know how much he is writing. What is his job, you know, overall. So, to be completely objective here, the only way to truly know if the female custodies are now really no more, we do have to wait for a codex. And if not a codex, if we get anything female custodies related as an official content, that would mean that they're not retconned at all. But also would mean that GW are completely incompetent and they do not respect their own retcons. Even. I mean, they retcon the custodies with this. So they don't even know what the heck they're doing and why they're doing it. And this puts even less of a value on the female custodies. It is just such a huge slap in the face, because first we got slap in the face when they said that the female custodies were always there, and then we got another slap in the face when I mean, this would be a slap in the face if now they didn't write them in this book, but then they're still going with them if they come out really with miniatures and really with another animation, or I don't know what else, like if they include them in a novel or something. So if you're one of the woke people and if you really love female custodies, and if you are for The idea, you see this encyclopedia, I just cannot say this word very well. In Bulgarian it's much it's much easier. Sorry, in English is really hard for me. But yeah, if you see this book and you're a woke fan and you're like, what? Where are my women custodies? What the heck is happening here? And you as a woke person, you feel very disrespected. So that's very just so funny. It just speaks that the company, it's really only interested, of course, in the money and not what people think, and they do not actually care about their own factions, if at all. Yeah. So that would be a slap to the face of all the woke people then, because they didn't include them. But if it's actual thing, I mean, if it really means that female custodians are no more, then this is a slap in the face only to the woke people altogether, but to us is a blessing. We really cannot know until we actually get another piece of content with the female custodies. Or imagine if we get another piece of content only with male custodies and there are no female custodies there at all. It's still gonna be like another confirmation that female custodies just do not matter, which again makes their existence even more ridiculous. Oh, Quinn, hi to you, Quinn. If GW makes a statement, if GW makes miniatures, if, all we can do is hurry up and wait, yeah, to see if GW doubles down on fem studies or let the retcon from the guide stand. Of course, you're right, exactly what I'm saying. Nightbane says, it's been on my mind sometime. All this female custodies nonsense is wasting so much of the company's time itself. In these past 2 years, they could have introduced a new playable race with models. Well, of course, I mean, theoretically they could have done so many more things that they didn't do. So, female custodies or not, they can always do more, you know. Okay. By the way, we are up for the next stream. That's gonna be like maybe in another 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about this amazing woke yeah, it's another just downfall of the woke mind to create a virus, sorry yeah, to create more of the virus, but no, to create art for Warhammer, which is hilarious. So we gotta discuss that, guys, in the next stream though, not here. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate the efforts of Marshall to bring this forward. But, you know, and again, guys, if this was not Gav Thorpe, but if it was Guy Haley and he says, yes, female custodians are in the lore, that is totally different. That is totally different. Because he can say that without the context even of the book. He can say that in general. And then we are toasted. You know, then for sure female custodians are there. You have to believe him because he is there. He's one of the main writers. And not to mention if some of the others come forth and says the same thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't want to imagine. So really, let's hurry up and wait, as Quinn says. But I really want us to be able to celebrate and that this is like a real thing, a real retcon of the female custodies, and we can continue to 2025 with a lot less woke, but we just have to wait and see, and that's the real truth, and that's it. Okay, guys, so with that being said, I'm gonna get to prepping for the next stream, which I scheduled to be a lot later, but since we are already basically finished here, I'm just gonna proceed, and you know, it's gonna be less than 30 minutes, a lot less actually. Maybe it's gonna be like in 10 minutes even, the next stream. So let's go there and you know, have fun with the next funny thing that the world tried to present to us just before the year ends. Hilarious, guys. Hey, thank you, dear Titan, for the link to the stream. Yeah. So, As always, if you'd like to support me, you can become a member of the channel and click on the things down below if you like my coaching, my non-Slaneshi content, you know where that is. The Emperor approves, because I'm trying to help the Imperium and not do stupid things on there, just normal, healthy, educational stuff. And that is it, guys, until a little bit actually, with me, the 40k Empress. Love you.